see. What's happening? What up, guys? It's early as fuck. What's up? Yeah, I'm up early. Figured we'd try a little algorithm up until I gotta get the kids up for school and shit. See how it goes. I did one super late the other day, and it worked out really good. So we'll give it another shot today. See how this works out. So that's kind of neat. But I have no idea what to expect out of the stream. I'm just up. It's early. Had this cool little thing. I figured I'd try this one out. See how it goes. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. Who knows? Maybe we'll have another really good late night stream like we did last time. I've only done one like really late night one in like the last 3 or 4 months. Maybe it'll be neat though. Who knows? I saw I think Born Again Atheist is the only other person I see streaming right now that I'm friends with anyway that shows me. I'm sure there's other people doing it, but I figured what the hell. I'm up. I was getting my ass whooped at a video game. I was like, screw this, I'll just go. Try to build my algorithm back up since TikTok don't like us anymore. But, you know. Oh, good. Sasha, you had a lot of people in there. That was for damn sure. Had a lot of people in there. Well, it's a good time for me to jump on then, hopefully. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get some cool folks to talk to and stuff. Wrong Iran, yeah. 2 words there. Yeah. The people that believe. Okay, man, you never met, no. Oh, what's the proof? I don't know. You'll have to ask somebody else about that. You'll have to ask one of the religious folks about that. I have no idea. Anyway, well, let's see what happens. Oh, I'm just an atheist now. I only believed in the one God most of my life, so when I dropped a belief in the one God, that just left 0, so naturally. 30% of the world is Christian and end times are near. It sounds like something Christians have been saying for quite a long time now. Which is kind of strange. Anyway, if you are a Christian and you're curious about my little prompt here, I would love to tell you why I ran from Christianity, and you should too. Got somebody requesting up on there? Nope, must have been an accident. Anyway, I have no clue how this stream will go. Might just end up sitting here, I don't know. This is whom I am asking. Don't know what that means. What a strange little bot thingy. Anyway, maybe the algorithm. Well, it's only been 3 minutes. Shit, it already feels like a little bit longer. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. Okay, getting crazy comments already, so maybe that's a sign the believers will come have a good conversation with us about why they should also run away from Christianity. I would debate because y'all are doing love wrong. Y'all think love is bashing babies' brains out and allowing slavery. And if that's love, then you're quite confused. Yes. Why debate? Trust me, I wish I didn't have to, but I do. It's an obligation these days, really, because this ridiculous rise of Christian nationalism has to be combated somehow or another. That's the best way I know to do it. Try to talk to some sense into some crazy folks. I had my head bashed as a baby. Did God bash your head as a baby? No, it couldn't have been God. You're still alive, so right. JJ, what's up, buddy? Algorithm's creeping a little bit, but who knows? Definitely we got some of the crazy commenters coming through, so so maybe, just maybe, we'll get a good debate in here. I have an awfully hard time getting people to talk to lately. Put my go. Your go taught me to forgive and forget. Alrighty. Your God taught you to forgive and forget. I got you. Well, great for you. Even though if you were a baby and that happened to you, you probably don't remember. Anyway, we'll try this. Where we at here? Shit, it's only been like 6 minutes, but we'll try this prompt here and see what happens. Or not prompt. Well, I guess it's a prompt, but topic. See how it goes. If not, we'll just change it. Maybe we got some. We'll see. Hey, for you, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am an Orthodox Christian, yes.
Cool. Well, I ran from Christianity, and I think you probably should too.
Now, why is that?
Well, when I was a Christian, I learned that God was doing some really bad stuff, like allowing people to own slaves and having babies' brains bashed out and having women raped and stuff. And I just really didn't like that at all. I always thought that was evil.
Right. So, can you give me the direct quotes of the where you got that information
Are you
from?
just being a troll? It sounds like you're making like this fake ass voice. I'm really not
No,
interested in
no,
talking to
no, sir.
trolls.
No, no, sir. I am not a troll. This is my
You're a
voice.
damn
I
troll.
promise.
You just no, I doubt it. No, I don't think so. No, I don't like having my fucking time wasted. I ain't even taking a chance. If you're gonna be a troll, you could at least talk in a real voice. Not interested, buddy. Not interested. I got better things to do. Waste our time talking to nincompoops pretending they're somebody else. Anyway, if you are an actual Christian, you are who I would like to talk to. Algorithm's moving a little bit. Not much, but it's moving a little bit. So we'll run this till we hit 15 minutes or so. If that don't do anything, I'll change it. I really like the sound of this though. Like I wish people would rate this one in a little more. But they might not. I guess you got to get in their face with it a little more and just be like, hey, slavery topics and God sucks. And then they get a little more, maybe it's a little more triggering. I felt like this was a good one though. We'll see though. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Who knows? A couple people at the same time. I'm not sure. Let's try this one. Actually, we'll bring them both up. Savio, you there?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am. I am an Orthodox Christian.
Oh, okay. You sound like the same person I just kicked off here. Teddy, are you there?
Yo,
Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
why did you
Hello?
walk away from Christianity?
Are you a Christian?
No, I'm asking you. Like, talk about you.
Are you a Christian?
Well, what does it matter, bro? I'm just
Do
asking
you
you
see
a
at the top
question.
up here? It says,
Yeah.
ask me if you are a Christian.
But why did you walk away from
Are you a
Christianity?
Christian?
It's complicated.
I know. It's a very complicated question when you ask believers. Pretty much anything, it gets. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? What does it matter? Read the fucking title. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. I'd have been closest to like a Southern Baptist or something. Just answer the question. I'll have to answer your stupid question. Right. I've noticed a major decline in your spread of blasphemy. I'll have to kick it back in then. What's up, Sebastian? Yeah, I fell asleep early again, so I woke up early, but I figure we'll try to jump on here and see what happens. Who knows? So far, we haven't talked to a single Christian, so I may have to go ahead and change the prompt. But I figured, yeah, I might as well jump on, get some more airtime. Maybe that'll make the algorithm like us again. It is 4:26 a.m. here, Central Time. And I guess I'll change that prompt here in a second. This is so far it's not breaking out anything worth never been religious, so how do you realize, you just figure out it ain't true. You learn something that don't make sense. Which in the case of Christianity is a whole bunch of stuff that don't make sense. So there's a whole plethora of nonsense to a whole bunch of reasons to leave the faith, let me tell you that. First of all, it's faith-based. You should probably get the fuck out. Because if you ain't got facts, you ain't got shit. You have silly, non-founded beliefs. That's the top 3 reasons. It's wrong, it's nonsense, it's baloney. Top 3. Where are we at here? 12 minutes. I'll give it a few more minutes. I want to give it a few more minutes. In my head, I feel like that'd be a really good topic up there, but apparently it's a little too loose or something. I don't know, man. Every person who commits crime is not a Christian. You're inane. I can't never tell if those are just weird bots or how those work. I have no idea if that's a crazy person, if it's just a weird bot. No real way to know. Parts of the Bible, the contradictions mostly, the unfixable contradictions and failed prophecies. True, Billy Jack, true. That's why most Christians stay Christians, even in the face of against all reason and logic. I get it. Thank you for the follow, buddy. Don't get many follows on my lives anymore either. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know why, but the algorithm don't like me anymore. I'm not even getting a quarter of what I was before their little reset deal, whatever the fuck it is. That's a great story, by the way. Yeah. All right, let's try. We'll get a few people in. Let's try. Maybe it's actual conversations. Hey, Tacky, you there?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
Yeah. So I'm wondering,
Awesome.
what?
Yep.
So I'm wondering why, basically, you say one should leave Christianity.
I left Christianity because when I started actually studying it, I found out some really troubling things about God. This is the
What
reason why I
exactly?
left. Well, he allowed slavery. He murdered a bunch of babies, and he had some women raped. And he did it for other people's crimes. They didn't have nothing to do with it. So that just seems like really evil to me.
So it's basically those like harsh verses from the Old Testament, right?
Yeah.
Fair.
They don't
Understandable.
bother you. It don't bother you that God murdered babies and had women raped?
I mean, I have gone through like all of it, and after seeing it, not really. I don't think it's something that I can recall on top of my head and like discuss here, but I have spent a good amount of time researching about it.
So you just figured out it didn't bother you?
Well, yeah.
Well, it bothers me a lot. Like,
I mean, I get it. What else had you like? This is bullshit and stuff.
well, I mean, contradictions, failed prophecies. There's no reason at all to believe any of this is true. Unless you just like want to. But I mean, I would have left the faith just because it allows slavery. Like, I'm not good with that. That's a
Well,
horrible,
okay, I'm
horrible.
not. I'm not equipped exactly to discuss that. So
I mean,
good day, I
says you can
guess.
have slaves. Well, like, why discuss it? What's to discuss? You're either for slavery or you're against it.
It's not that simple, but I
It was
mean,
for me.
have a.
I'm against slavery, and I'm not sticking in a faith that allows it.
I mean, fair, fair. Although it is the only faith that abolished it.
It didn't. It didn't abolish it.
Do you know who the first person in history who was against all forms of slavery was?
No, who was it?
Saint Gregory of Nyssa. One of the most significant church fathers. You can go to his wiki right now. It will say that he is the first one who saw the whole institution as immoral.
Oh, well, he disagrees with God then.
Well, I wouldn't say exactly, since he's who shapes my doctrine, so that's the valid interpretation of the Bible I see. But anyway, it was nice, like, getting to know why you left the faith. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah, you do. Well, I guess it doesn't bother him then. The reason I ran doesn't make other people run, apparently. All right, let's try the next one here. We got a few crests to do it. Or not. Let's say June something. Let's say June for short.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, buddy. Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, cool, cool. So
What
you got? What you wanna-
I just want to know what are you confused or like not confused about? Like what do you think contradicts each other? Like what books?
Oh, in the Bible? Pretty much
Yeah.
all of them.
Like which ones? Are we talking New Testament or Old Testament?
But both.
Do you think the testaments contradict each other?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How so? How
Yeah,
do I-
listen, I'll
I'll
give you an example in just a second.
All right, sounds good.
Let's do it. Jesus. Where in the world is the story? This is a good one. I hadn't used this one before, but I can't always get the two chapters mixed up in my head. So, Jesus healed. Those two blind men. That's not it.
How long were you
Oh, here we go.
a Christian?
Over 20 years.
Okay.
So this is from Matthew 9. This is a story about a guy named Jairus, right?
Gotcha. Yep.
All right, so it says, while he was saying these things to them, suddenly a leader came in and knelt before him, saying, "My daughter has just died, but come and lay your hand on her, and she will live," right? So that is Jairus saying his daughter had just died. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Gotcha. Let's see. I thought I had another tab open. Sorry. I don't. All right. So Jairus' daughter has just died. All right. Now the same story in Luke. It says, where are we at here? All right. So the same story in Luke, this is what it says. It says, now when Jesus returned, the crowd welcomed him, for they were all waiting for him. Just then there came a man named Jairus, a leader of the synagogue. He fell at Jesus' feet and began pleading with him to come to his house, for he had an only daughter, about 12 years old, and she was dying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, are you saying the contradiction here is that the daughter was dead opposed to dying?
Yeah. One says she's dead, one says she's dying.
Okay, so first off, you have to account for the fact that both of these are two different separate accounts of like what is actually happening, and
that's why they contradict. One says she's dead, and one says she's dying.
Okay, but they're two separate accounts, written by humans. They're human disciples, so they're.
All this was written by humans.
Well, yeah, of course, but when you say it contradicts itself, it's not like they're stating two different, like, just because one says they're dying and uses the language that she's dying doesn't mean she didn't die. Like,
one says she's dead and one says she's dying.
So,
but can't be both. One of them's wrong. She was either dead or she wasn't.
I don't think that is when he's implying that she's dying, that doesn't mean that she's dead. Can you read the last bit of that passage? Keep reading.
Oh, I went back to sorry. What am I going to read that's different?
Read like verses down from both of them, like the outcomes of both.
Well, the outcome is Jesus ends up healing her.
So,
except in one, he would be bringing her back to life from the dead, and the other one is just healing a sick girl.
Okay, but what is the context there? Which one says, the one in Matthew says she's dying or she's dead?
The one in Luke said, and she was dying, and the one in Matthew says she is dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, read after, in Matthew, read the passages after it says she's dead.
I lost it. Oh yeah, it says, my daughter has just died, but come and lay your hand on her, and she will live. And Jesus got up and followed him with the disciples. And then suddenly a woman who had been suffering from a flow of blood for 12 years came up behind him and touched the fringe of his cloak. For she was saying to herself, if only I touch this cloak, I will be made well. Jesus turned, seeing her, and said, take heart, daughter, your faith has made you well. And the woman was made well from that moment. When Jesus came to the leader's house and saw the flute players and crowd making a commotion, he said, go away, for the girl is not dead, but sleeping. And they thought, and they laughed at him. But when the crowd had been put outside, he went and took her by the hand, and the girl got up. And the report of this spread through all of the district.
Okay, so what it's saying there is when he states that the girl is dead, when they brought the girl to Jesus, how they brought her is not specific, but she's definitely not conscious and very sick. So when he looks at her and says she's dead, the girl looks dead. Like, that's what his account of it is. He's saying they're bringing
This is what the guy told Jesus. He says, my daughter has just died. And then the other one, he says she's dying.
Of course. Well, you're saying that Luke said that she's dying, or Matthew says that she is already dead. Of course.
That's what the guy tells him. He says she's dead, and one of them says she's dying.
Yeah, no, but he's looking at her, and his account because they're two separate accounts, and they look at her and she's not conscious. She's sick, but she's not conscious. So when he looks at her and she's not moving, and she may have no breath or shallow breath, like it's not specific. He's not gonna like automatically think that she's alive just because he's like, she looks dead, she's dead, doesn't mean that like that's what he's interpreting when
Well, she was either dead or just sleeping.
well, when they bring the daughter to Jesus, he can't know that if she's dead or not. She's just unconscious and she's sickly. He doesn't Luke, neither Luke or Matthew has the power to know if she's dead or not, or the power to heal. So I don't like that's I see where you're getting that, like looking at that and being like, that's
It's just
cool.
a fun little contradiction, yeah.
Yeah. But when you take two of those people and two humans and it's just an interpretation of what they're interpreting in that
Right. I
moment.
mean, so why trust any of it? It's just humans, right?
It's humans that witnessed Jesus.
Oh, so they're witnesses.
Yeah, they're disciples and witnesses of Jesus, yes.
Luke's not a disciple, man.
Of Jesus?
Yeah.
He's
Do you not know who Luke is?
Luke?
Luke was a traveling companion of Paul's, not a disciple of Jesus.
He's a follower of Christ.
Yeah, but he's not an eyewitness. He never met Jesus. He was a traveling companion of Paul. He was
I know,
only
but
listening to Paul's story.
he's a witness of the goodness and the grace and the love of Jesus Christ.
He never even met Jesus, though.
He doesn't have to. He met Jesus in the Spirit. He doesn't have to meet him.
Oh. Well, did you meet Jesus in the Spirit?
I believe I have, yeah.
Could you write a trustworthy gospel?
No, because I wasn't born back then. I feel like I could write a trustworthy gospel.
What difference does it make? This guy never met Jesus, and he wrote a gospel. You've never met Jesus, but you got the same Spirit. Why can't you write the same gospel?
I feel like I could write like a gospel on the principles and
Gospel.
well, I could write a book on whatever you want to call it on the principles of Jesus, but I don't have the knowledge or experience of what they were experiencing back then, especially under old law and then the beginning of the new covenant, the new law.
So how do you think it was possible that Luke accurately recorded Jesus? Like when he was in the desert with the devil by himself talking to each other. How do you think he knew what they were saying and accurately recorded that?
Who were saying, the devil and Jesus? Or
Yeah, the devil was alone with Jesus in the desert and they were talking to each other and tempting each other, but somebody recorded this story, like they heard it,
Mhm.
but nobody was even there. Nobody witnessed it.
That's a fair point. I'm gonna have to say I don't know on that.
Oh, yeah, it don't make much sense, does it?
I don't know on that one. I'm not gonna say it doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna say I don't know.
All right, you want to do a way more fun contradiction?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So Matthew and Luke give the only two birth narratives of Jesus, right? Matthew says that Jesus was born in the lifetime of Herod the Great. And Herod the Great died about 4 BCE, right?
Yeah.
So in Matthew, Jesus is born. They have a vision that says flee to Egypt because Herod is going to look for the child and try to unalive him.
Mhm.
So during the lifetime of Herod, they flee to Egypt. And when Herod dies, that's when they come back and go to Nazareth, right?
Yeah.
So Luke tells a very different story. Luke says that Jesus was born during the lifetime of this. He was born during the census of Quirinius. Do you know the problem with that?
What's that? Just the
The
timelines,
census
or
of- yeah, the census of Quirinius didn't happen until 10 years after Herod had died. It happened in the AD period.
Mhm.
So Jesus could not have been born in the lifetime of Herod and also during the census of Quirinius because it didn't happen for a decade after Herod died.
Here, read the verse in Luke.
Which one? One about the census?
Yeah.
Wait, that's in 2. In those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This was the first registration and was taken by Quirinius while he was governor of Syria. All went to their own towns to be registered. So yeah, census of Quirinius.
Okay, could you read the one in Matthew?
Well, I mean, do you disagree that it says that they fled to Egypt during the lifetime of Herod?
No, just I want to hear the verse from Matthew, because that one's pretty straightforward in Luke.
It said, now after they had left, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, get up, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you. For Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him. Then Joseph got up, took the child and his mother by night, went to Egypt, and they remained there until the death of Herod.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it's a contradiction. It makes sense if you know it's a contradiction. It's just a contradiction. Jesus cannot have been born during the lifetime of Herod and the census of Quirinius. That's all there is to it.
Okay. All right, and I guess the last question I got then, I don't know on that one either, but is why do you think you said you ran away from Christianity when you heard things that how God was? Are you referring to how God was in the Old Testament?
Yeah. Well, the New Testament too. It's the same God.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but what are you not like what's keeping you away from that? Like what do you not like about how
just what God does? He's not just. He punishes people for crimes they didn't commit. He endorses slavery. He says he murders babies. He has babies bashed to pieces. Some of them he makes sick. He has women raped. It says if a priest's daughter is sexually promiscuous, you have to set her on fire. Like this is just crazy stuff. Like,
when you talk about the murdering of babies, are you referring to the Old Testament story with the Israelites and when they were told to go in and wipe out the whole population?
which time? There's a bunch of times that happened. You'll have to be more specific. My favorite story to use is the proclamation against Babylon in Isaiah 13.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, do you mind reading the verse for me?
In Isaiah 13?
Yeah.
It says, whoever is found will be thrust through, and whoever is caught will fall by the sword. Their infants will be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses will be plundered, and their wives will be raped. See, I'm stirring up the Medes against them, who have no regard for silver and do not delight in gold. Their bows will slaughter the young men. They will have no mercy on the fruit of the womb, and their eyes will not pity children.
So, so you are not, you don't believe that God is just like, do you know the backstory behind that? Like why he ordered them to go do that?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, first he gets really mad at Israel, so he has Jerusalem destroyed and sieged by Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians. And during the siege, he makes them eat their kids and stuff. But anyway, he uses Babylon to enslave the Israelites, and then he punishes Babylon in this proclamation for having enslaved the Israelites, which he made them do, which makes him even sicker.
Okay, so he was upset because they had been living in sin for over 400 years, and he had given them a chance to turn from their sin and change their lifestyle. And he had given them many chances to switch, many generations to change their behavior. And so he chooses the Israelites. And this is a thing where I was like, why would he why would he favorite, I guess is kind of how I looked at it. I was like, why would he favorite the Israelites? Why would they be his favorites? And the thing is
He's their God that they made up.
yeah,
So.
no, okay. So let me finish. The Israelites are not his favorites. He used the Israelites to bring about justice and war. That's like saying like going to war and killing people is murder. Like when you go to war with another country and there's death, you're not murdering people. That's not considered murder underneath God's law. Like so.
Yeah, but he still orders murder during war, even if you're not counting the actual battle.
Yeah, no. So he ordered war, and he ordered them to go wipe out the whole population because they didn't change from their sin in 400 years. And when you say he murders babies, that's included in wiping out a whole population. But God is, if you believe in God's moral and just judging system, you would know that all those babies who aren't conscious and can't sin against him yet are just in heaven. So it's better that they're up in heaven than down on this earth. So they received.
So he murdered babies because they might grow up?
No, he wiped out a population because he gave the population over 400 years to change, to turn from their sin and stop, because these people were doing Epstein-like behaviors. They were ritual. They were
the Israelites.
They were no, they were not. They were not doing.
Yes, they were too.
No, they were not sacrificing and eating babies.
Oh yeah, they were, buddy.
They were not.
I hate to tell you.
Where in the Bible?
How much you want to bet?
Where in the Bible does that say that?
And
this time,
bet $5 before I read it to you.
$5? No, in that passage in the book of Isaiah, where does it say in that time period, the Israelites?
Don't say it in that passage in Isaiah.
Exactly, because they weren't. A different one. They weren't in that time.
Yes, they were. Yeah, they were.
What's the passage say then? Read it.
It's in Jeremiah 19.
It says the Israelites,
literally,
and this time,
talking about literally the same thing at the same time.
It's saying the Israelites were worshiping demons and eating children, ritualistically sacrificing children in the time where he ordered the Israelites to go.
Yeah, they were sacrificing children to Baal. So Jesus, if you think Jesus is God, Jesus orders Jerusalem destroyed for this, and he makes them eat their own children in the siege.
But this isn't just because at a time the Israelites were doing that doesn't mean at this exact time they were doing that.
It does. That's why he had Babylon enslave them. Have you ever read Jeremiah?
Yes, I've read Jeremiah, but I'm talking about when God ordered the Israelites to go and wipe out a whole. Because you're talking about. You said
that's the slaughter of the Amalekites.
That's what I've been talking about. I've been talking about.
No, I haven't talked about that one time. I was talking about that's not in Isaiah. That's in 1 Samuel 15.
No, I've been talking about. Then how did you not catch on when I said he ordered the Israelites to go and wipe out a whole population after 400 years? Like that's what I'm talking about.
I figured you was just confused.
No, I was talking about.
Oh.
All right. Well. I
he has babies bashed in that one too. So
yeah, that's
legit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's punishing them for crimes that happened 400 years prior. He didn't give them 400 years to repent. That's not why it says he was destroying them.
Can you read that verse for me then? Because that's how I interpret.
Yeah, but first let me read you this one. It says, "And gone on building the high places of Baal to burn their children in the fire as burnt offerings to Baal, which I did not command or decree, nor did it enter my mind to do so." So that's literally them, the Israelites sacrificing their kid to Baal in Jeremiah. Anyway. 1 Samuel 15. Samuel said to Saul, "The Lord sent me to anoint you king over his people Israel. Now therefore listen to the words of the Lord." This is why he's going to have them destroyed. It says, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. Now go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have. Do not spare them, but kill both man and woman, child and infants, ox and sheep, camel and donkey." Mm-hmm. Which kind of begs the question, what did the animals do?
Yeah, so you think, but when it comes down to it, it's who are you to question God's, like, like that's how I see it. Who am I to question God's decision, especially in the Old Testament of times when he's
You're a person with a brain, and it says this is saying he's punishing the Amalekites for opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. That's a war that they lost 400 years prior. So he's wiping out child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey because of what? A crime that took place 400 years prior. That's what I'm saying. He's murdering babies for stuff they didn't even do. The babies didn't have nothing to do with this. The people being destroyed here
I
didn't
guess
have nothing to do with this.
the better question is, where do you think those people ended up then? I understand that
In hell.
you think they ended up in hell.
Well, I know they did. It's the wicked. He's destroying the wicked here.
Where does it say
Wicked don't
destroying
get
the
to go to
wicked?
heaven, man. Do you think the Amalekites were good in the eyes of the Lord or wicked?
No, but I think that
So you agree with me? They're wicked, right?
they were wicked. Yes. No.
Okay. Well,
But I'm asking
all the
you, where do
wicked
you
people
where
getting
do you think
destroyed as
where do you
punishment
think
didn't
the
get to go to heaven.
where do you think the unconscious babies, like the babies that were in the womb or were like years old, went?
They're the wicked children. They went to the same place as the wicked adults.
Do you believe in wicked children?
No, I don't think these people. I mean, they weren't any more wicked than anybody else around them. I mean, the Israelites were trying to take their land. God literally said, "I will give you their land. Now go and take it and destroy them." And they were just defending their homelands. What they were doing.
Okay. Well, so you believe that the babies were in hell as well? Hypothetically, I'm not saying like because you obviously have your
Yeah,
own
and
take.
I think they were in hell for several reasons. And like I said, first of all, it's because they were the wicked group of people getting utterly wiped out. Like, it doesn't say anything about him having mercy on the babies because they were innocent. This was him destroying all of the wicked people. And second of all, if you go by the New Testament and you think you inherit sin, then these babies aren't innocent to begin with. As a Christian, you would have to say they inherited sin and they were guilty of sin, so they were destroyed for sin without having repented or being baptized or anything. So that would mean they're in hell.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can see how I can see that. But I personally believe that the babies that weren't like I believe when it says you were born into sin, you can't sin against God if you're not conscious. Like when it says you're born into sin, that doesn't mean if you're not conscious, you're not sinning against God. So
but if you inherited sin, you are a sinner and you sinned against God.
But you can't sin when you're in your mother's womb or when you're first born.
Yeah, but you can inherit sin the moment you're conceived.
So what about the babies in the womb?
What about them?
Do you think that? So you think that even if they haven't been birthed, they have inherited sin while in their mom's womb?
Yeah, according to the book, yeah. Well, according to the New Testament, not according to the Old Testament.
Okay. Well, I respect your beliefs. I mean, I'll have to disagree with you on that one, but I respect where you're coming from.
Cool.
Alrighty. You have a good night, man.
You too, man. Thanks for talking to me.
Yep, no problem.
That is why I ran. That is why I ran. All right, well, turning out to be a pretty decent stream here. Still got an hour or two before I gotta. So what I'm gonna do is, as long as we can get a conversation anyway, I'm gonna stay on until about 6 o'clock. Then I gotta get the damn kids up, get the kids off to school and stuff. Then I'm gonna jump back on at my regular time and do a whole nother day today. But I figured maybe if I get some more time on, since I'm up and shit anyway, we'll get some good conversations and maybe get the old algorithm liking me again. Because, man, it liked us a lot before. And now I don't get that feeling anymore. All right. Yes, I'm an atheist. Now, it depends on if you ask the New Testament or the Old, and which gospel in the New Testament. Totally depends. Totally depends. That's why there's 40,000 different denominations of Christianity, because there's 40,000 different directions you can take this nonsense. Nobody knows what it's actually supposed to say. Like, if you want to be a believer, or, I mean, whatever, really, like, you cannot make one big cohesive doctrine out of the Bible. It's impossible. You can't do it. If anybody was going to try, it would be Christians. But you have to prioritize some scripture over another to make whatever doctrine you want to make it. So, I mean, that's just how it is. Like, you have to prioritize something over something else in the Bible, because it's not a straight line. They don't say the same things. Salvation don't mean the same things. The new covenants don't mean the same things. Depends on which gospel you ask. So you got to figure out which one you like and go with that one. Whatever one of 40,000 whatever denominations or whatever shit is, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's see if we get actually, let's swap this out. That was kind of fun, but let's swap this bad boy out here to, oops. Yeah, let's put it on that one there. Let's swap her on out here. Get to some, back to some, that was fun though. I'm glad that topic worked out there. Different wording and topics, from my experience, brings a little bit of different vibes. He might, yeah, he might. He definitely hates me if there is a God up there. He hates me worse than Esau, man. I think. Hope he does anyway. Means I'm doing my job right. Means I'm doing my job right. Get 50s. Oh, I haven't got any. Oh, wait. Yeah, I've got 7 new followers this live. That's fucking awesome. Maybe it's like me. I'm not Esau. I'm Ape. That's who I am. Esau probably wasn't even a real person. Thank you, Autumn. I appreciate that. The algorithm might not like me anymore, but sometimes I just don't think it can hold me down. Even though maybe it can, but who hurt me? The church hurt me. I have a severe case of church hurt, actually. See, I was in the church and they was running like this nativity scene, like play thing, and I got kicked in my face by a Clydesdale during the thing. So that was some major church hurt. In fact, I still have nerve damage in my face from the church hurt. Yeah. If morals come from the Bible, what a joke that is. What a joke that is. Very deeply. Very, very deeply. BHI means Black Hebrew Israelite, which I didn't even know was a thing until I got on TikTok, and I've talked to several of them. So we bring them up because they're pretty much Christians. Yeah. So probably way more racist on the whole, from what I can tell. But yeah, the algorithm is still moving, so shit, we're gonna chill, see if we can get us another good discussion in here. That was good. I'm glad I got on now. I'm glad I got on. Glad I got on and ran this. Y'all. I'm glad it happened. It'd be cool if we could actually get, like, I mean, we talk to plenty of Christians all the time, but I wish an actual, like, I don't know, get an actual pastor or, like, seasoned apologist. That would be neat. That would be cool. But then again, I'm just a average dough bro, so I like talking to average dough bros too. Makes it even, doesn't it? See, that's my superpower. I've got like barely a 7th grade education. Like, if you can't defeat me, doesn't say much for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can get their butt whipped by a scholar up here who knows 10 times more shit, but I'm the average old idiot. Like, if you can't even beat me, if I'm making you look like an idiot, it's not good. You're gonna look really, really bad if you can't even beat me. That's weird. That's my superpower, though. My top-notch reading skills. Top notch, buddy. I'm telling you. I practiced a lot even when I got out of the 7th grade, you know. I just kept on reading. I'm pretty well read. The devil already beat me. The devil beat me. The devil might have beat me, but these silly Christians that come up here on my stage certainly didn't beat me. That's all that matters. Can't y'all beat the devil? If I'm the devil and y'all can't beat me in a debate, like, I thought you were supposed to have the power to beat the devil. No, that's right. Christians don't actually do anything. The devil runs all over them. I forgot. No. You're all sinners. It's almost like Jesus did nothing at all when he died. Hey, become a Christian, and you're still the same sinner you was before. Congratulations. Hey, come be a Christian where you can do the same shit before, but now you can repent. What? Y'all know Paul literally says Jesus took sin out of the world. Like, there's not supposed to be any sin according to Paul. So everybody wants to use Paul to get out of the law, but they don't want to say sin's gone for some reason. It's a really strange thing. It's almost like a sin's gone, like the party's over. Like, what's the point of Jesus did the job already? Well, anyway, if you are a Christian or a Hebrew Israelite, come on up and debate with us. We are on a roll with the good conversations. Well, let's make it 2 in a row. How about that? That'd be great, wouldn't it? Let's make it 2 in a row. Also, just in case, if anybody is in Huntsville, Alabama, or wants to come around October 23rd, 24th, and 25th, come hang out with the coolest atheists in YouTube and TikTok world. You can come hang out with us. You can get your tickets for that at rocketcityreason.com. And you'll love it. We're all going to be there. We're going to be hanging out. You know, Jesus might come up. Not the way. That's a bit though. About an hour. I've been on about an hour. But I was up earlier and I kept getting I was playing Resident Evil on insane mode. It was not going. It's hard. So I finally lost again after not having saved for a while. I was like, fuck this. I want to go live. I can pull out a couple of hours for I got to take the kids to school. Then I'm going to take them to school and come back and do my regular live again. What up, Dr. Joshua Bowen? There is our best homie. He is sharing the shit out of this channel right now. That's why we love him. Yes, that's why we love him. God 100% exists. Atheists just like understanding of the evidence. According to my understanding, there is no evidence, and every time we ask y'all for it, y'all just say strange things like, look at a tree. I can't buy that, man. Sorry. All right, maybe we got somebody to talk to here. Let's see. Hey, Jonathan, are you there?
Hello. How
Hey,
are
what's
you?
up, man? Are you a Christian or Hebrew Israelite?
Oh yeah, I'm a Christian.
Cool, man. Well, which one of these topics you want to talk with us about today?
I don't think God is unjust.
Why not?
I think why not? I think he's faithful and just like how it says in the Bible.
So you don't think he's unjust because he's just?
Yep.
Okay. So what if he did something unjust, like punishing innocent people for crimes they didn't commit?
Usually, I think when it comes to when God punishes people, it's usually a result of disobedience in most cases, and usually it's like it's just like people face those consequences of their disobedience from God.
Well, I'm specifically talking about innocent people who didn't do anything for the punishment,
Innocent people,
like babies.
like babies as well. It's interesting. Honestly, those ones are.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't consider it just if an innocent baby got punished for somebody else's crime, would you?
I don't know. Honestly, yeah.
You're having to think about that awfully hard.
But then again, when you think about it, like God also sees the future as well, you know. So I don't know, honestly. It's hard.
You don't know?
Yeah, it's always hard to like answer this
Why
type
is
of
it
question
hard?
because I don't wanna come with my own knowledge, with my own sort of understanding when it comes to this type of questions. And that's the thing. But I know for sure, like when it comes to disobeying God, usually down the drain will just be consequences. That's what you face. That's what people face, and it's just mainly about disobedience. And we see that a
Well,
lot in the Bible.
what did the babies disobey?
I mean, honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, they can't disobey. It's just a baby. They can barely even hold their own head up. It's crazy to say they disobeyed God when they can't obey anything.
Yeah, but at the same time, again,
But that don't stop God from making them sick and killing them.
yeah, but then God doesn't do that. God doesn't allow that when you think about it.
Oh, he does do it.
I mean,
You
He
know he
allows
does
it
that,
to
right?
happen, but it's not
Do you know
like
what God did to David and Bathsheba's infant son?
what do you do? I haven't read that verse for a long time.
He made it sick for a week and then it dies.
Okay, which verse is that one?
It's 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 15.
Let me read that one. 2 Samuel chapter 9,
2 Samuel 12.
12.
And it says, David said to Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said to David, now the Lord has put away your sin. You shall not die. Nevertheless, because by this deed you have utterly scorned the Lord, the child born to you shall die. Then Nathan went to his house. The Lord struck the child whom Uriah's wife bore to David, and it became very ill.
Who
And
was
it
that
dies a
verse?
week later.
Which one was that one?
That's verse 15.
Verse 15, 12, verse 15.
Yeah, 2 Samuel 12, verse 15 is
2
the
Samuel 12, verse 15.
money shot.
Then Nathan went home. The Lord caused the child that Uriah's wife had born to David to become very ill. But then do you know like what it says before why God did it? Like have you read before?
Yeah.
Like the reason why? Because I know like when it comes to the Bible,
Yeah,
like
because David committed adultery with
yeah,
Bathsheba
so you
first.
see, that's the reason why. That's what I'm saying. Like it's always
Did
like
David
the
commit adultery or
disobedience.
did this baby commit adultery?
It's David did.
Yeah, the
So you
baby
see,
didn't do anything, but the baby is the one that is made sick for a week and dies.
yeah. It's just because he's born from that adultery, the consequence. It's just the consequence.
So was Solomon, and he blessed Solomon. The very next baby that David and Bathsheba have is blessed. It becomes a rich king.
Yeah, but let me see. Yeah, I can see here
Yeah, Solomon's born
Solomon's
right
born.
after that. And
Yeah.
that baby gets all the kingships and stuff. This
But do
baby
you
here
know
gets
why?
made
Is
sick for a
there
week and
like
dies.
anything? Is there anything from before? Because I feel like I need to study this. I need to read this again and study and try to figure out all the answers and all that. But I bet
Well,
there's
it
always
really don't even matter because the baby didn't do
no.
anything. It makes no difference at all what happens before
There's
this
always
because the
there's always a
baby
reason
wasn't
why.
guilty.
Yeah, but there's a reason why, like why God chooses to do
It
it.
it says why. It's because David committed adultery with
Yeah,
Bathsheba.
and that should be the answer.
Yeah, but the baby didn't do it. That's my point.
Yeah, but the reason why God had to do it was because of the adultery. So I think that answers it.
Yeah, dude, he has another baby with the same woman right after that, and that baby becomes a king. It's Solomon.
Man, I'm gonna have to read that one and study.
That's fine.
It's
Go
really
read it.
thing.
Go read it and then come back when you're well read on it.
Definitely. But yeah. But like why do you like I don't know, like why do you care so much about that part? Like the innocent of
Because it's a pretty substantial part. He's murdering a baby. Why do you not care about that part?
I mean I still have to find out more.
What
That's the
more do you
thing.
need to know? There is a baby being made sick for a week and dying. Like the baby didn't do anything. The context is completely irrelevant. All you need to know is an innocent baby is being made to suffer and unalive here.
Nah, man. Interesting, yeah. I'll look into this honestly more, and
Alrighty.
things like that, definitely.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, yeah, read up on it good and then come back when you're really confident on what you're going to say.
Yeah, definitely, man. I understand, but then again, also another question is, why did you run from the church? Like, why did you, the first
Because of
plan
stuff
that you
like
had?
this.
Oh, just because of this
I'm
stuff?
not worshiping a baby murdering God. Like, it's not happening. Like, this is atrocious to me. When I first read this kind of stuff, I found this deeply, deeply disturbing. And I mean, I have this delusion in my head that when I tell other people about this, they're going to like join me in that disturbance, but they just don't care. They're like, it's a baby, David said, whatever. Okay. Well, if you don't care, you don't care, but I care.
Okay, yeah. But I feel like there's more to this because, whenever I read the word and this type of questions, there's always some sort of answer, definitely. But yeah, definitely, I'll come back to you.
Well, there is some more to this.
Yeah, this
It doesn't make it better
definitely.
though. It makes
'Cause
it worse.
yeah, because like most of the time, it always answers itself. The Bible always answers itself. Definitely.
Well, I mean, go ahead and read it, man. The baby's not the only innocent person that gets punished in this little story here.
Yeah, but honestly, thank you for chatting. Like I like this
Yeah,
type
no
of
problem. Thanks for
conversation
coming on,
because
man.
it also helps me. I'm gonna be honest, it also helps me. But yeah, it's
Well,
good. It's
glad I
good.
could help.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for
Yeah.
coming up, man. Well, all right. We've still got 45 minutes before the first intermission, I guess. I don't know what. First intermission. Oh, boy, oh boy. Like, that's what really scares me about this kind of shit. Like, some people have clearly never heard this stuff. Most people have heard about David and Bathsheba. But, like, when you break into Isaiah 13, Zechariah 14, and Hosea 13, and 1 Samuel 15, and 2 Samuel 21, shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing how this stuff just bounces right off the Christian head. And they're like, yeah, it's totally normal. Like, okay. The baby murdering is completely minute, normal. Yeah, a long time ago, a little baby. Oh man, how scary is that shit? My God. Yeah. Well, your God, I should say, not my God. All right, where we at? 783. The algorithm's actually okay here. That's all right. I'm actually starting to think less engagement makes the algorithm go up more, if that makes sense. Like almost the less you do, like for the screen tapping and comments and stuff, it's like TikTok tries to make that happen so it keeps pumping out. I think like I don't know, getting on this little try some kind of experiment on that before long. I'm gonna do a stream where it's like no screen taps, no gifts, no like, no nothing, and see what happens. See if there's a difference. Which kind of already been done. Apparently there's not, but I would kind of like to try it myself because it is different now. That's for sure. Anyway, I appreciate all the engagement despite that, even if it's not doing anything. It makes me feel very loved. It makes me feel like the channel's going somewhere. And that's especially nice since I feel like we took a big step backwards, which is a bit discouraging, to say the least. But whatever. Hey, as long as we're getting people to talk to, that's really all I care about. Like, I never imagined I would have even 50. 50 is actually kind of low for this channel. But I never imagined I would have 50 people watching me at a time. So I mean, either way, that's cool. But I mean, I would even forego that just to have just to keep somebody to talk to up here. But then again, the whole point is people hear it. So I don't know. I don't know. I never know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I just blabber shit. Maybe that'll land. I just throw shit at the what's that called where you throw shit at the wall? I hope it sticks. Is that a fallacy or just a thing? I don't know. Oh, I do have to worry about it because right now they're bombing all kind of motherfuckers in the country I live in, and I do not like these motherfuckers. In fact, it stirs up quite a lot of anger and resentment in me, to be honest with you, and I really hate that, and that's why I'm trying to fix it. Although I've spent a lot of my time focusing my energy on not worrying about things that are out of my control, it'll make you go crazy, man. Like I've been saying for years, the stupid people, that has got to be the most blissful existence. If you could just see the world black and white, like how great would that be? Just take out all the complexity. It's like, I don't like it. It's not true. I mean, wouldn't that be fucking wonderful? And then you got people over here, I'm not one of them, but some people like way, way overthink shit. And like, man, what an atrocity that must be to the human mind. It's got to be awful. May the Holy Spirit give y'all wisdom to know why sufferings need to exist. Suffering doesn't need to exist. That's just what weirdo Christians think. Lots of weirdo Christians actually bring about the suffering, which kind of sucks. It doesn't say much for your silly religion. Then again, that's why I'm doing this. There's a better way, I promise. Once you get out of this, you will understand. Like it comes resoundingly clear when you start accepting things for true that life just gets a little better most of the time. Even though it kind of gets like maybe worrying first. That's one of the things. But that's just because you're going from like thinking you had this happy eternity to knowing you're just gonna die. So you kind of got to deal with that for a minute, but then you realize it's no big deal. Then you move on and start appreciating life for what it is, a precious and fleeting moment that you better make the most of because you only get the one. You know what I'm saying, man? Anyway, let's see here where we're at. Still moving a little bit. If you are a Christian or an Israelite person, I've still got like whole half an hour I can be up here, so we got time for another good old conversation here. My God is an awful God, he reigns from his imaginary throne. And you're a worthless piece of shit. Without Jesus, you bitch. That was pretty good. Damn. We'll have to clip that one out and send it into the recording. Hey, what's up?
Yo. Do you believe Jesus is God?
What?
Do you believe Jesus is God?
No.
You don't? Okay, cool. Right, so do you believe in
Are you a
John's
Christian?
word?
Are you a Christian?
Yes. Do you believe in John's word?
Okay. Who?
Do you believe in John's word and what
Believe
he
in
says?
John's word?
Yes. So, you know, John 1, John 2, John 3, do you believe in what he says and everything?
Mm-mm.
You don't believe? Okay. What
No.
don't you believe?
I don't believe most of what he says.
Okay. So, what are you, Christian, Muslim? What are you?
I'm an atheist. I left Christianity.
Oh, you're an atheist. See what happens. So you don't believe in Jesus, you don't believe in God, you don't believe in nothing. You just literally.
Well, I don't believe in gods. I believe in lots of other stuff. I
Oh,
just
you
don't
don't even
believe in
believe in
gods or
God.
Jesus.
What, you just think it's useless?
Yeah, it's imaginary.
Oh, it's an imaginary. Okay, cool.
I
So
mean, you
if
can use your imagination, but your imagination's not going to like do anything for you.
okay, so in a year's time, when you die, where do you want to go to? You just think you're dead after you die.
Yeah, that's what dead means. You die. And you're
Okay,
gone.
so when people have had near-death experience and they've seen heaven, they've been to hell. Can you explain that to me? And you think that's an
Yeah, I
imaginary
died like 10
when you
times
end
and I
up
didn't
fully
see
dead?
shit.
And you
I've died and I
think
didn't see
that's an
nothing.
imaginary. You think that's imaginary when you're physically
Yeah.
there in hell,
Yeah.
hellfire, eh?
Yeah, I'm not scared. That's just a boogeyman story that scares simpletons, but
Oh,
any
listen,
adult
that
knows
man.
it's made up nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah, yo, man said imaginary, cause
You may tell
when
you
you
how I
end
know it's
up,
imaginary?
yeah, have you seen people spreading news saying, oh yeah, I've seen having encounters, I've seen what it looks like. They're trying to warn you, but you people don't listen to the message. You don't listen to the message. You don't want to take God's word. You don't want to believe in God. And the only way you'll end up is in hell if you don't believe in God. That's the funny thing, bro. And it's out of my own heart. I'm telling you, bro. From my
Is
own
that funny?
experience. From my own experience. That you have to take God in your heart. You have to take God in your heart. You have to accept
Right.
Jesus in your heart as your savior and
Hey,
your Lord.
John.
Because if you
John,
don't, you
John,
will not
would you,
receive him.
John, hey,
You have
John,
to accept
John,
Jesus
would you
as
mind
your
would
Lord.
you mind
The
picking a
God
topic?
who
Hey,
you worship,
sir,
you have
sir,
to
sir.
accept Jesus.
Yeah, okay. So,
Jesus
John,
says
would you
in the
mind,
name of
John,
They knew
hello.
where that movie
Would you
came
mind
from,
picking a
though.
topic, please?
and I will
Look
keep
up on
on
the screen.
preaching till
Yeah,
you
okay.
accept the
Look up
word.
on the
Because
screen.
the
Yeah,
word
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it
and the
sounds like
word
you're just
is life.
running. John,
Life.
are you running a topic? John, don't run. I know it's in your name, but don't run. Ah, poor guy. Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Good morning. I'm starting off my morning well. Having some good laughs this morning. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, I suspect that guy was just alone. I was like, I said, I wonder what Dr. Josh came up here to ask this loon. I had no idea. Really. Oh, we got. See, he's muted there. Thought we had another request, but we don't. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. Oh, that's Dr. Josh's. Oh, okay. No wonder he's muted there. Something happened. I gotcha. Never had that happen before. I had a big old flash on the screen that said Dr. Josh's connection is unstable and it may affect the live. I have no idea what that means. Never seen it there. Never seen it say that. Anyway, I don't know what's happening there. If you are a Christian or a Hebrew Israelite, even the crazy ones, come on up. I've still got a half hour, so there's still plenty of time for a good old conversation. We have I think, disconnected Dr. Josh up here, so I don't know if he's actually here or not. But
Can you hear
maybe
me?
he is. Oh, yeah, there you are.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm mobile, so
Oh, yeah, no worries. It actually, I've never seen it do that. It had a big old flash on the screen that said Joshua Bowen's connection is unstable. It may affect the
huh.
live. I was like, what? Never seen that before.
That's how powerful I am. I can affect your life through my instability.
That's pretty impressive, though.
Thank you,
Really.
thank you.
No, thank you. I mean, I love these flexings of power. All right, we got anti-atheist here with us. Anti-atheist, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man? You're a Christian, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir.
Cool, man. So, which one of these topics you want to talk with us about?
Yeah, I disagree with every single one.
Everyone? You don't think Jesus condoned slavery?
No, and I don't think you were a Christian.
Okay. Well, do you think the Bible endorses slavery? Do you think God allows slavery?
No, I think it's descriptive and not prescriptive.
Well, unfortunately, God definitely does allow slavery. It says you can sell your daughter as a slave in Exodus 21.
Well, that's
Says you
what you
can.
think because you don't have the correct interpretation of the Bible. That's the problem.
Oh,
I've been
what's the
telling you
correct?
that, Jesse. I've been telling you that, you know?
You're just a scholar, bro. I'm not listening to you. I
God.
haven't even read your book on it yet. So, I don't even know your
Anti-atheist,
position,
what
man.
anti-atheist, what would it take for you to say that a text prescribes something, what would you have to see?
If it prescribes something, it would have to be like dead on prescribing it.
Sorry, if it prescribed it, it would have to be dead on describing it.
Yeah, like it's not prescribing, it's describing.
Can you tell me the difference in your understanding between prescribing and describing something?
Yeah, when it's explaining something, but it's not actually condoning it, that would be the difference.
So, like when it says "do not murder," is that prescriptive or descriptive?
I mean, it's descriptive.
So the laws are descriptive.
I mean, whichever it is, it's like.
How about when it says, when a man sells his daughter as a slave, she shall not go out as the male slaves do? Is that prescriptive or descriptive?
It's descriptive.
So it's
So,
not prescribing
I think
that
you're
you
just.
can sell your daughter as a slave.
It feels like you're just using the terms, sort of in your own way. Can you tell us then what prescriptive means?
It means that Jesus is Lord and whatever he says goes. And that's just facts.
So you're just a troll then?
No, I'm not trolling. It's just facts.
You gotta be a troll.
No, you guys are trolling because you don't have the correct interpretation.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to call, actually. I've talked to some that seemed just that dumb, but like that's pretty dumb.
I mean, you say you're a former Christian, but you were never a Christian. You were probably like Baptist or some bullshit like that, weren't you? Yeah, you were probably some non-correct interpretation of the Bible. That's why you're the way you are.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why you're putting shit on me when you guys are disgusting and heretics, by the way.
So you're
like
so
you're an actual heretic.
No,
you're an actual heretic, and you're going to hell.
What denomination?
Yeah, you're going to hell.
What denomination are you?
The correct church is the Universal Catholic Church, the Orthodox Church, and you're a fucking heretic, by the way.
Orthodox Catholic.
Yeah, that's why you guys are sitting on
like
TikTok Live, because you're a fucking nonsense noose. That's why you're.
We gotcha. He got flagged anyway, almost as soon as he came up. I don't know. It didn't even say hardly anything yet that flagged him already. I was like, see, this big a piece of crap. He doesn't have to say anything to get a violation. Good Lord. All right.
God is sending his best to us today.
I'm telling you. I've had some pretty good ones, though. So, you never know, though. Raptor God is merciful when he wants to be. Yaza, you there? Yaza?
Hello?
Yaza? Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
No, I think I clicked this by accident.
Oh,
I'm just
no worries.
having fun in chats. Let me down.
Yeah, no worries. Happens all the time. It's just like
what's up?
Dash person, you there? Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian. Yeah.
Cool, man. So which one of these topics you want to talk with us about?
Yeah, let's talk about the slavery, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we was just reading Exodus 21. It says, when a man sells his daughter as a slave, she shall not go out as the male slaves do.
Wait, just for like kind of to set the foundation, can you give me the definition of slavery?
This is referring to, well, this is chattel slavery technically, but chattel slavery is owning people as property. That's the definition we're using.
Okay, and like, just to kind of unfold the definition, what does it mean to own someone?
It means you own them as property. It means they're your property, and you can do with them as you see fit. You can make them work for you and keep all the money. You can have sex with them if you want.
Sure. So under the definition, like, why wouldn't sending someone to prison fit the definition? I'm just wondering.
Because you don't own people in prison as property. They're just like there for 30 days sometime because they
So
didn't
they
pay
can
a
like
fine.
leave, like someone that gets a 10-year sentence, they can just leave before the 10-year. You're okay with that?
Tell you what, for the sake of argument, let's just say that it does. Okay. Now can we return to the text of the Hebrew Bible?
I mean, if we just, that's like saying for the sake of the argument, slavery is actually when people are free. That would just kind of ruin the whole idea.
No,
Right?
it wouldn't.
Oh,
It
so you
wouldn't.
say that, let's say we define slavery as when people are allowed to do whatever they want. Would you say that?
I know that you don't want to deal with the text itself.
No, I asked
So
you a
you're
question.
trying to find a way to not do it. Yeah. Okay. So I just granted that it is, right? That the prison
Oh, wait, so you
system is a
granted me
form of
that if
slavery.
slavery, so if you define right now slavery is to own people, would you say that Jesus, no, if slavery is something where people are free, would you say that Jesus contradicted that?
Yeah, I don't think that was a coherent thought. So why don't we come back to Exodus 21?
Look, English is
Right?
not my first language. I
Come
can
back
try
to-
explaining it better, right? I can try
I-
explaining it
I-
better. So let's say
I know.
me and you,
We'll talk.
let's say me and you right now define slavery as something.
Let's not
where
go with
actually-
more analogies. Let's talk about the text. Yeah, sir. Let's talk about the text.
I mean, I don't know how we can talk about the whole idea is the slavery, right? If you can't even agree what slavery is, what's the point of talking about it?
You don't agree that slavery?
Well, you asked the question. Can we agree that?
No, the issue is that I think you gave a definition that I don't think would fit what you're trying to show, because when you say slavery, you're indicating something.
Tell you what. Why don't we go
because-
with your definition? Let's try that. Should we try that? What's your definition of slavery?
I mean, you're the one making a claim, right? I'm wondering what's your definition.
Yeah, I know. We've given you our definition. You didn't seem to like it. So what's your definition?
I mean, I was trying
almost
to...
5 minutes ago now.
What did you say?
Almost 5 minutes ago, we gave you the definition.
Yeah, sure. So if I say there is no such thing as slavery, what happens now?
We're going to say,
Then
what
you're
is
just
your
wrong.
definition of slavery?
I don't think slavery is a thing. You know what?
Okay, so what is your definition of the thing that doesn't exist?
Well, to me, that's just incoherent. I don't think when you say slavery,
I
it's
mean,
like saying nothing.
it is
It's like saying
incoherent,
nothing.
right? Because you're
So
saying
you
this
don't even know what a
thing.
slave is?
Yeah, so like, let's say
It doesn't
right now
exist,
I
but I'm
invent
not
a
defining
thing. So
it.
let's say right now I invent a word and I
Yeah,
ask
it
you, do you believe in that?
just sounds like you don't want to deal with the
Wait,
text.
so if I
That's what it
invent a
sounds
word
like.
right now and ask you, do you believe in that? What are you going to say? So are you going to be able to give a definition of that or no?
So here's what we're gonna do.
Wait,
right?
why can't
'Cause
you
I'm gonna-
answer a single
I'm gonna
question,
try to.
right?
Well,
Can you answer a single question?
I think we've answered 3
Wait, can
now.
you answer this
So-
single
You-
question?
Yeah.
If I invent a
I'll tell
word
you what
right
I'd
now
like
and
you to
ask you, do you
do.
believe in that word? Are you
Yeah,
going to be able to
okay.
give a definition
Nobody's
of that word?
inventing the word slavery here, man.
So you don't think that we invent these things?
Dr. Josh, your signal's really bad, I think.
I mean, he's lagging,
Oh,
but
shit.
he's not capable of answering a
Yeah,
single
he's so bad.
question, so...
Yeah, so can you define slavery for us or not?
Well, no, but like, by your definition, because you would... I don't know, I'm getting muted, but... Would you agree that when you say slavery, you're indicating that that thing is immoral, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if your definition fits the things which you think aren't immoral, then I would say you have a contradiction when you make a claim that, you know, Jesus did that thing which was immoral. Do you agree?
No, I'm saying Jesus condoned slavery.
Yeah, so when you say slavery, you're indicating that thing is immoral, right? That action
Oh, that
was
Jesus
immoral.
did something immoral. By
Yeah,
condoning
and then
it.
I'm
Is what
saying
you're
that
asking?
under
yeah,
your
obviously,
definition...
that's a given. Yeah, I don't even see why you're asking me such an obvious thing.
Yeah, my
Of
issue is
course.
that under the definition you gave, there are things which you agree are not immoral, but also fit in that definition. So I would say you have a contradiction when you make a claim that Jesus did something
No,
immoral,
owning
which is
somebody's
an issue.
property is never moral, in my opinion.
Well, why isn't sending someone to prison for a specific period of time owning someone? You basically own them. You tell them, go in that cell and wait in that cell. You're not allowed to leave that cell. How is that not slavery?
That's not slavery.
Oh, it's
You're
not.
you don't own them.
So
They're
sending
being
someone...
incarcerated. you're holding them captive, if anything, but you're
Oh, if they
not
deserve
owning
it,
them
right? So
as
you're okay
property.
with
Who can tell them to
slavery?
do whatever you want as they are your property?
Okay, so you're okay with slavery if it fits like your belief system. If they think,
No,
okay,
I'm not okay. I'm not. We're not talking about the same thing. You keep
okay,
trying to
then
dodge with prison.
why is sending someone to like a 5x5 cell not immoral? I'm just wondering.
Oh, it is. How about that? We'll just give you it as
Oh, it
immoral.
is. So
Yeah.
we should like abolish every.
Yep. Abolish prison. It's awful. It's slavery. It's no good.
Oh, yeah. So you have to be
So now
disingenuous.
Jesus condones that. So Jesus.
Wait,
is
so you have
immoral
to
now.
be disingenuous just to make Jesus immoral?
So
Is
you
that-
have to dip, and you're dipping and dodging like crazy, man.
I mean, let's be honest, right?
insane.
Yeah, I
Let's
mean,
be
this
honest,
is
you don't
just a
believe it,
tu
right?
quo que fallacy. You realize that, right? This is just a tu
Oh,
quo
you're
que
back
fallacy.
to not answering any questions?
I'm sorry that I'm mobile and my signal doesn't agree with your timing.
Yeah, sure.
So
I mean,
are you going to, sir, are you going to actually deal with the text of the Hebrew Bible or no?
I mean, the guy above said that's not immoral, so what's the point?
So you don't
No, I
think
said
it's
it
immoral
is
to own
immoral.
people as property?
What did you say?
You don't think it's immoral to own
I mean, we
people
all
as
agree
property?
that we should send people
Do
to
you think,
prison,
hey,
right?
sir, how about you answer my question? Do you think
Okay,
it's moral
define
to
what it
pass?
means to own someone.
Yeah. Do you think it's, I'm trying to.
All right,
Do you
we're
think
gonna
it's
give you
moral
like
to
another
pass?
chance or two, and we're just gonna drop you and move on because this ain't going anywhere.
Do you think it's okay to pass someone on as inherited property to make them serve as a slave forever? Do you think that's moral?
Yeah, when you say slave, what do you mean?
Someone who is owned as property, someone whose work benefits the master and not the slave, someone
Okay,
who is not free to leave.
it's not free to live, so like a prison or what?
Yeah, this is a tu quo que fallacy.
No, I'm
I don't
asking
think-
you. I'm asking
yeah,
for
yeah.
clarification.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
clarification.
Yeah, I'm
If
asking
you bring up
you.
prison again, I'm just
It's
gonna
like a
drop you, or you
clarification,
can just
so I
drop
can't
yourself
ask a
now if you're just gonna
clarification.
keep talking
That's like the
about that.
most
Save us the
normal thing in a
problems.
debate to ask for.
I'm just gonna
All right,
drop
so I
you.
tell you what.
This is absolutely
Here's how.
ridiculous.
Let's
That's
give
a
him.
normal
Let's give
thing
him
to
one.
ask
Let's give
for
him one more
clarification.
chance. If he can be a grown up. Let's try it one more
Yep.
time.
Last chance.
Let's say that you
Last
are
one.
teaching a Sunday school class, okay? And one of your parishioners comes up and says, "Hey, I was reading in Leviticus 25, and it kind of made me feel weird because in verses 44 to 46, it said that like people could be owned as property and passed on as inheritance to their children and made to serve forever. Can you explain those verses to me? Because they're confusing to me. Can you go ahead and walk us through what you would say?"
Yeah, I don't have the verses in front of me.
Yeah, Leviticus 25, 44 to 46.
Yeah, go ahead, read it.
Okay, I'm mobile, so I'm going to try to quote it from memory, but unless you want to read it. So as for your male and female slaves, whom you may have, it is from the nations around you that you may purchase male and female slaves. You may also purchase them from the temporary residents that are living in the land with you, and they will become your property. You can pass them on as inheritance to your children after you and make them serve forever, but you must not rule over your fellow Israelites with rigor.
That was really good.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
nice.
What's the issue with that?
Yeah. So I'm the parishioner, and I'm saying that made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
so
why?
Could you explain it
Okay,
to me?
why did that made you feel
'cause it-
uncomfortable? Go
Okay,
ahead.
can you just explain it to me, Mr. Pastor?
Well, I would have to kind of need to see your point of view because you said it
No,
made
you don't
feel
have to see my point of
uncomfortable,
view. You're just trying to
Right?
explain.
No, that's like how conversations work. Like you don't go to a
Yeah, I
therapist.
know. And here's
So
the
do you think that you're going to go to a
conversation.
therapist
Yeah,
and
I
say,
know.
"I feel bad," right?
You really are not good at this, right? Like that's
Oh,
what you would say
this
to your
guy's
parishioner.
coping so hard.
Yeah, I'm
So
coping.
wait, just a clarification.
You would say,
right?
no, I don't want clarifications. I want you to go to the text
Yo, this
and
guy's
explain
this
it.
guy's terrified of questions.
Yeah, that's
So
what
do
it
you
is.
think that you're gonna go to a therapist and say like,
Yeah,
yeah,
are
you
you
know, I'm
going
feeling
to?
so bad.
Are
The
you going
therapist is
to?
just gonna start
Are you going
explaining
to
stuff.
engage with the text? I tell you what. Since you're having a tough time with this,
Yeah, I'm having such a tough time that you're muting me, right?
So
Dude,
I'm not
stop
muting you.
talking for a sec. Being a freaking adult for a second. Jesus Louise.
So
Yeah,
look,
man, I
let's
hardly ever mute anybody.
let me change. Let me
Okay, I'm
change the
gonna wait.
scenario.
No, he has to change
Yeah.
the question because
Let
you
me
know
change
what?
the. No, I'm trying to help you. So now the parishioner just says, "Hey, I don't understand this passage. Like, can you just explain it to me? I don't know what it means." Now go ahead.
Which
Explain
part is
it.
confused? Which part is confused?
Well, it says here that
44 through 46.
it says here that they can't take Israelites as slaves, but they can take people from the nations. They can purchase them from the nations around. So like purchase, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Does that mean like really buy them? And it says that he can pass them on as inheritance, as property. Like, is that really what that means? Property? I don't know. Can you just explain this passage?
Oh, so you're confused that we can take like the nations around us as slaves, but not our own as slaves? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But that probably isn't what that means.
Sure. I would say it's kind of like prison, right? Because you don't send every single person to prison. You're
kind of like prison.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you take a child as war plunder and then
It's
you make
kind of
them a
like
prisoner
prison when you're not gonna send.
and even after your life,
you're not gonna
and
send
during your kids'
people
life.
who are good in prison, right? You're just gonna send those who deserve to go to prison. Right?
Oh, okay, so here now we're hey, all right. So pause, take a breath, right? Breathe deep. So now I'm your parishioner, and I scratch my head a little bit, and I say, I don't know that I understand that, because it says here that it's not just the nations that are around. It says like the tenant farmers that are living in the land with you and their children that they bore in the land. So all of these people are just like criminals, and they're just taking them to prison in their houses.
Criminals, do you think that when I give an analogy, it has to follow every exact context of that analogy? Do you think that's how analogies works?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Pastor. I'm confused. You said that they're going to prison.
Yeah, so I just like explained that an analogy doesn't have to be A to A with every single context, because
so these people aren't criminals.
Then it wouldn't be an analogy. Then it would be.
I see. So these people aren't
example,
criminals.
Right?
Hey, Mr. Pastor. So these people aren't criminals, or are they criminals?
Yeah, some might be, some not.
Okay, so the ones that aren't.
Yeah. What about?
Why are they allowed to take them as property and pass them on as inheritance?
Yeah, because it was infallible command by God, and God knows all of the outcomes, and He knows that would be the best outcome for them to preserve the truth, right?
So, sorry, so Mr. Pastor, I don't understand. So God gave a command for the people to do an immoral thing?
Yeah, can you give an argument why is that immoral, under which framework?
Oh, I'm just a parishioner that thinks that owning people. I'm just a parishioner that thinks owning people as property is immoral. You don't think it's immoral?
Then I'm gonna ask you, why do you think that's immoral? Can you give me an account of why that's immoral?
Oh gosh, I mean, I think it's wrong to.
Also, you just think it's wrong, property. Right? So what if I think it's right? What do we do now?
I don't know. That would scare me.
Oh, but what you're saying would scare me. So is that just the end of the conversation?
Well, I don't know, Mr. Pastor. It just seems like we're ending up.
So basically, you can't give an account why that's immoral, right? Let's be honest. You're just gonna keep doing. Oh, that's scary to me. Oh, that's yucky. I don't like it. That's what you're gonna be.
You can't give an account why it's immoral.
I sleep fine at night. I sleep fine at night, beginning with, it's immoral to own people as property.
Okay,
just
but
like
I sleep fine as well.
Did you hear?
I do it as well.
Yeah.
No, he's mad. He's so mad.
Oh no, I'm just trying to finish my sentence. That's all I'm trying to do.
I mean, you've been interrupting the whole time, right? You agree?
Okay. So I sleep fine at night, starting with.
So
you okay?
I'm just saying that's cute what you're saying. I like it.
Do you need to mute up because you can't control yourself?
Go ahead, you can finish.
Okay, thank you. So I sleep fine at night, beginning with. It's immoral to own other people's property, to murder them, that's wrong, to grape them, that's wrong, like to steal from them, that's why I sleep fine at night, starting with that.
Oh, okay. Is that your argument why a thing is immoral?
No, I'm not arguing that it's immoral. I'm just saying that it's immoral.
So you don't think it's immoral. So why do you think it's immoral? Do you think you can have just like an ad hoc justification for something, or do you have...
Me personally? Yeah, sure.
Oh, sure. So
I'm fine with that. I'm not an ethical philosopher. So I mean, if you want an argument for why,
educate us. Why don't you tell us why it's immoral?
Well, you're the one making an argument that it's immoral, right? The guy below me said it's immoral, so I was just wondering.
Oh, so you disagree? You don't think it's immoral, right?
Well, it doesn't matter. You're the one trying to prove the claim that it is immoral, right? So if you
can you show me?
Yeah,
can you show me where I said?
Oh,
yeah, can you show me where I said?
Can you show me like?
Can you show me where I said here is my argument for why slavery is immoral. Can you show me
Yeah,
that?
so you made a claim that it is more, right? So if you made a
Yeah,
claim, you have the burden
yeah,
of
that's
proof.
right. That's right. That's right. Did I
That's how
make
it
an
works.
argument for that, or did I say I'm just starting?
Yeah, so let me just clarify something. If you make a claim, you have the burden of proof to prove that thing, right? So you made a claim that it is immoral. So I'm wondering, what proof do you have that it is immoral?
Yeah, and I said
No, he
I'm not
said
going
it's
to
opinion.
argue.
Oh,
It's
so
immoral.
you made the claim without justification. Can you just say that for
It
everyone?
wasn't a claim.
I'm
it
just
was
yeah,
saying,
that's
I
right.
believe
I'm
it's
starting
immoral.
with
So
it.
he made the
I'm
claim and he
starting,
can't
sir.
justify it. So
You asked me.
for
You
everyone
asked me
in
to do
chat, you
something,
just
and
conceded.
you asked me to do something, and I start to do it, and you interrupt. You have a lot of friends?
What's a lot for you?
I don't know, at least like 3.
I would say I have 2 good friends, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So
assuming you behave differently with them.
Yeah, so is this how you cope when you failed to prove your claim? You're gonna ask about personal stuff to everyone in the comments. See, you lost badly.
Are you okay? Do you remember what I said?
Now he's gonna do. Are you okay? Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Do you
I have such a high ground. Are you okay? I look at me.
do
I'm
you
not.
remember what I said when you said, "Can you prove to me that slavery is immoral"? Do you remember what I said?
Can you prove to me that slavery is immoral? I don't even know at which point of time you're referencing.
Do you remember what I said back to you when you asked me that question?
Yeah, you said you can't prove it, right?
I said I'm not making that argument. I'm just starting with it.
So when we were speaking about slavery and you were doing this whole like hypothetical, when you were asking a pastor, right? What was the point of that? Was the point of that
To try to
prove that
get you to
slavery is
explain the
immoral?
passage? No, to try to get you to explain the passage.
Yeah, so then in point of time when you were giving that hypothetical, you said, yeah, but I think that is immoral. So I asked you a question, why do you think that's immoral? So obviously you would have to give some type of justification for
Would
me
you though?
to
So
even respond to it, right?
if a parishioner, listen, if there was a text in the Hebrew Bible that said it's okay for you to grape people, and a parishioner came to you and said, "Man, this seems like bad," and you were like, "Oh, can you prove to me that grape is immoral?" Is that what you would say to him?
Well, I don't deal with stuff that aren't in the Bible, right?
Sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
Yeah, I don't deal with stuff that aren't in the Bible because my whole moral framework came from the belief which came from the Bible. So you're just saying, what about that thing which the Bible didn't told
So
you?
you do
it's
think
immoral?
slavery's moral then?
What do you say?
So you do think slavery's moral then?
Well, as I said, I don't even know what you mean by slavery.
Well, we
Well,
just
we've
read
talked
it to
like
you.
10 times.
No, you didn't read it to me.
I did.
Yes, you did.
I worked really hard to quote Leviticus 25, 44 to 46 as closely as I could.
Well,
He
yeah,
only
I mean,
missed like literally one
if you're
little
just
part of
saying,
it.
is it wrong to take specific person and like tell them to do stuff? No, I mean, we do this all the time.
Is that what the text said? To take certain people and tell them to do stuff? Is that what the text said?
Yeah, certain people, right? Why am I wrong by saying to take certain people and like own them and tell them to do stuff?
Yes, the people around you who are far away from you and people you defeat.
Okay, so when
you
was
can
I
put the
wrong?
males to the sword, and then you take the women and the children as war captives.
Okay, so when was I wrong when I said that?
When you said what?
I mean, I gave kind of like a summary of what we read, and then the guy was like, certain people, like, as I said something wrong.
Oh, I don't know. Not sure what you're referring to there. So what's your actual position here? Are you saying this is slavery or not slavery, or slavery don't exist? It's immoral? Is it moral? Like, what's your actual position on this?
Yeah, my position would be that would be a specific law that God sent for that specific time, and that was okay for that specific time.
But it's not okay now, right?
Well, now we aren't under that law, so we wouldn't be following
Yikes.
God's law to do that.
So what about the Israelites? Are they still under this law?
No. I'm a Catholic.
Really?
I don't believe that there is a thing as Israel, right? I believe that Israel became the church.
All right, so when God said, "These are the statutes and ordinances that you must diligently observe in the land that the Lord your God of your ancestors has given you to occupy all the days that you live on the earth."
Yeah, that's what's speaking to those people there. I don't
So
think
they're
that
still
like
supposed to be keeping this law that says all the days
I
you
don't
live on the
think
earth.
right
They still
now,
live on
no,
the earth.
because I don't think they're Israelites. Like I don't think that people
So
in
when
Israel are
so you're
Israelites.
saying God was wrong when he said all the days you live on the earth, that you should keep these laws? Or did
Yeah,
he
they
change his
lived.
mind?
Well, yeah, they lived for that period of time. They don't live today, you know, because that's speaking just to Israelites at that time. I don't think that because as of right now, the church became the new Israel, so it's different. I got my laws like
So
from
you
the
don't think
church.
Israel exists anymore?
No.
Oh.
Can I just ask? So, do you think that God at any point could give a command that was immoral?
That's contradictory, no.
Okay, because I mean, this is what Southern slave owners argued, right? It wasn't that that they were still under the law, but what they were arguing was that look, God commanded this. It doesn't matter when He did. He gave it as a command, and so like God can't command something that's immoral.
Well,
Therefore,
that's stupid, right? Because God commanded Moses to split the sea. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna go to the sea and say God commanded that, so I should split the sea right now. That's just like stupid reasoning.
right, but it wouldn't have been immoral for Moses to split the sea, right?
It wouldn't be immoral. I don't even know how that would go into the morality because he was
Right.
just
That's why I
saying,
think it was a silly thing for you to say.
no, but I mean, no, because you said that slave owners were justifying that thing by saying, God commanded that thing at that time, therefore we should do it right now. That's not
No,
how it
that's
works.
not what I said. You need to listen more.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
said
Try explaining
the
better.
southern slave owners were saying it's not that we're under this law. It's that God gave this command to a people and he can't command something that is immoral. Therefore, it can't be immoral.
Yeah, I just don't see how that follows because God didn't command them to do that. It was moral because God commanded them to do that in that specific time. And I don't even think that, for example, when the church was established, I think you should follow the exact teachings of church. I don't see that explained in the church. So if you're outside of the church, for me, you're already like a heretic.
Well, I mean, I don't understand. There's nothing in the early church save what Gregory of Nyssa that spoke against slavery, right? In fact, there were things put in place to ensure slavery continued in the church.
There was things put. So would you say is there like any dogmatic statement in the Catholic Church that like allows that to happen?
Yeah,
Or
there were
like,
two. Actually, just read them this morning.
go ahead.
One was in 1012, I think. The other was in
1012 of what? Of
4th
catechism?
century.
Oh,
Sorry.
I thought you were speaking about catechism.
Oh, sorry. The New Testament and early Christianity, and certainly Roman Catholicism. It's not my area of specialization, so nobody should quote me on those dates. But I thought that's what they were.
I mean, I would love to see any type of evidence where there is like a dogmatic statement of allowing Catholics or telling them to, take slaves and stuff like that. Or if you can quote any.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it. I was reading.
Yeah,
Paul
there was a pope
Finkelman's.
in the 4th or 5th century that had a pretty famous speech,
I
and
mean,
he said
Popeism.
Christians can own slaves and Christians can be slaves, but it's high time that Christians stop owning other Christians as slaves.
Sure, but like a Pope isn't like
A Catholic, yeah, it is.
infallible on a Catholic.
Yeah.
We don't disagree that there were bad popes. Or do you have like?
So don't you understand what you said earlier though? You agreed that God can't give an immoral law at any time.
Well, because that's just like a paradoxical question. If I believe that God grounds the morals, how does that even work? But I think you have a
If you
bigger
believe that
issue
God
because you
grounds the
can't
morals
even.
and He can only give moral laws at any time, then you have to agree that this is a moral law that God
You,
gave, no matter when He gave it. That's just
yeah, I agree.
logically follows.
Yeah, but if God says that's okay for that time, that doesn't mean it's okay for like, for like God can
Yeah, but
say,
you're
okay,
still
it's
saying
okay
God
to.
gave them an immoral law at that time.
No, I never said that. No,
You have to say that. That's only logically following. If
no,
God can't give an immoral law, then you can't say He ever gave an immoral law, and this is one of the laws.
yeah, I just don't see how that follows. Like, do you have for the guy below? Do you have, if you're more familiar with the council, do you have any council that allows this stuff?
Sorry, I'm flipping back and forth to see at the Council of Toledo in I've already forgotten the date, 655 maybe? Does that sound right?
What did you say,
It was
council?
the Council of Toledo.
Toledo.
I may be pronouncing it wrong. Toledo.
I'm gonna have to jump off in a couple minutes too, by the way, to
It was
get the kids
saying,
up and off to school. I'll be
or I
back
can
though.
flip back. I can flip back and look at the PDF again, but it was saying that, I think it was saying that they were allowed to enslave the children of priests who didn't adhere to the laws about celibacy. Does that sound right? And then there was another one. Hang on just 1 second. Let me go look at it again. Hang on. And 1089, Pope Urban. And you were saying it doesn't matter if a pope says it. So this might not
Well, it
be
matters
meaningful.
if it's ex cathedra, but it doesn't matter if it's just a random
I
statement.
gotcha. I was 1089 saying that I have MS, so my really short-term stuff sometimes gets screwy. It was saying that they could sell their wives into slavery. And it's where I'm getting this from, but this is Paul Finkelman and somebody else whose name I can't remember. If you go back and look, wrote an article on the what's the title? It's like International Slavery on a National Scale, and it's just looking through a brief history of slavery in the world and then bringing it into the period, I think, of the antebellum South is where the article ends up. But I think that's why this issue continues to come up, is that not so much that, like, I don't think atheists and skeptics are generally saying you Christians are under the Mosaic law, although I think there are discussions about that that are good discussions to have. But like at a more basic level, I think is that it seems reasonable to conclude, I think, to most Christians that I talk to, that God can't give a command that would have been immoral. And I think
mean, any Christian is gonna agree with this because a Christian is gonna believe that the morals are gonna be grounded by God. So
if that's the case, yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then I think it would put someone making that argument in the position to say that slavery was moral, at least then.
Yeah, I mean, if you go by that definition of what the Bible explains, obviously you're gonna say yes, because that's kind of like, if you live in a society where there are like X things that are happening, you might have to do worse things to kind of survive in that environment. That's how it works.
The problem, I think, with that argument, and I hear you, I think the problem with it, though, is that the passages, 2 of the 3 passages where the laws about slavery are laid out, are accompanied by laws that require supernatural intervention in order for them to like maintain. So, for example, in Deuteronomy 15, 12 to 18, one of the things that the Israelites are supposed to do when they take another Israelite as a debt slave is they're not only supposed to set them free after 6 years, as was stated in Exodus 21, but they're supposed to provide for them liberally food and, wine and all these other provisions, ostensibly so that they don't so easily fall back into a state of poverty and need to go into slavery again. And the text says, like, don't be stingy about this, and don't think, well, how are we going to do that? Because God says, I will bless you that you might do that, right? In other words, there's this promise of supernatural intervention, because from an economic standpoint, that was totally counterintuitive to the whole point of taking them into debt slavery in the first place.
Well, but what would be the issue with like me granting you that okay, there is going to be a supernatural intervention? Like a Christian is obviously going to believe in that.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I'm not suggesting that you wouldn't. What I'm saying is that like the rationale that in a certain place or in a certain time, like this immoral thing had to be allowed for pragmatic purposes or what have you. That doesn't seem to hold up in light of the fact that God supernaturally intervenes to provide. And in fact, in Leviticus 25, the law sort of shifts and says, you can't take Israelites as slaves anymore. You have to treat them as hired workers. So God, in Leviticus 25, in the Holiness Code, certainly the law, is not uncomfortable saying you can't treat other Israelites as slaves any longer. So he can get rid of the social institution. He does. It's just only for a select group of people that he gets rid of it.
I mean, we would say that okay, that was permitted, which was kind of they were the ones who were supposed to keep that law until the final covenant, right, which would be through Christ. That's what a Christian is going to say. And so yeah, that was allowed before that, but then after that, the whole point was that they come to the final covenant where Christ, and I mean, as you can see, the Christians were the one who basically banned the slavery.
Wait,
Well,
what changed biblically when Jesus died about slavery?
What do you say?
What changed about slavery when Jesus died?
Well, the final covenant, which would be
But I mean, what happened? Like, how did that abolish slavery? Or where does it say slavery was abolished or that slavery went away when Jesus'
Would you agree that there were more years of slavery before Christ than after? Like, the slavery was pretty much banned after less than 2,000 years, but slavery was a thing for over like 5,000 years.
I don't know how strong of an argument that is, though.
Yeah, I don't see.
I mean, it's a really good argument when you think about it. That was basically
why did it last any amount of time after Jesus?
Yeah, here's the sorry, this is why I said that. I think the problem here is that you're either going to have to say that if Jesus or the New Testament writers were working toward abolition, or were trying to say the social institution of slavery is immoral, we shouldn't be doing it anymore, it was completely lost on the early church. And really, it was completely lost, save for Gregory of Nyssa. It was lost.
I mean, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. You're saying it because we don't say that every church father was right on every single thing, and something
right,
like slavery, which was normalized.
Slavery?
What did you say?
But if what Jesus and the apostles were part of what they were trying to do, according to that argument, is to just set the captives free, or to establish freedom for people, or image of God, or any of these things where slavery.
I would say that they were working to set up the church, and
right,
where they were going to be believers, right? And as the consequence of that, it wasn't just the abolition of slavery, which was a good thing. There were a lot of other good things which got abolished, like. So yeah, that would be my argument.
Right, but sorry, focusing on the slavery aspect, it either wasn't something that they were concerned about ending, right? Which would then explain why it continued on until like Quakers and evangelicals sort of spearheaded abolition, or that it was something that they were trying to end, but it was just so subtle that nobody saw it.
I mean, I think I have a good claim just from the fact that if you take the time from Jesus to the abolishment of slavery, it's going to be way lesser than as long if you take the time that the slavery was allowed before Christ. So based on that, I think I have a good argument.
How?
I mean,
Yeah, because
we just
wait,
don't think that
how long
saying
for how?
Jesus died and then 1,400 years later Christians abolished slavery based on nothing in the Bible. That's not a good argument.
Well, it would be. Wait, what do you mean?
We meant like Jesus died almost 2,000 years ago. It took him 1,500 years to abolish slavery.
I mean, sure, but for how long the
That's
slavery?
not a great
For
argument.
how long
Like,
was slavery
that
allowed?
doesn't say anything for Christianity at all.
For how? I mean, it seems that the word got way better, right? Would you not agree that the word is better today than like 5,000 years ago?
Oh yeah, it's probably better now because we have
Yeah,
air
but
conditioning.
it's not just slavery, right?
That doesn't have anything to do with Christianity. We've moved past Christianity.
I mean, I would assume that everyone was a Christian at the time when it got abolished, right? And it was abolished by Christians.
But it was
It was
also
implemented and abolished by
I
Christians.
mean, I don't think slavery was implemented by Christians. Slavery was allowed for 10,000 years before the Christians, right?
Anthony Davis literally quotes Leviticus 25 in an address to the nation.
Yeah, but it was allowed way before, right? Like slavery was allowed, like always.
Can I ask the question? What if the South had
It was started by Christians. Christians started slavery. We have geniuses in chat.
Oh, sorry. I was getting ready to disagree with you.
Like,
I don't think Christians started slavery, but you were just being cheeky. I got it. So what if the South had won, though? I feel like your argument would just sort of fall, right?
I mean, you're assuming that the slavery wouldn't get abolished differently, right?
No, I'm saying if the South had won, it wouldn't have been abolished.
Sure, but no. The British could, in Europe, right, they could abolish slavery and then did the actions to abolish it worldwide. I don't think just that action by South losing, that was the cause of... Because the slavery didn't just get abolished in USA, right? UK actually invented the whole navy just to stop other nations from taking slaves.
I see. Sorry. Normally, when Christians invoke this, it's like an American focus. That's that's fair. But again, I think if we're talking about like in the United States, I think it could be a pretty significant hit on the argument for Christians if the arguments from Southern slaveholders and Southern pastors and.
But even in USA at that time, I don't know what percentage of people were actually owning slaves. I think it was like a minority of people that were owning slaves. It wasn't that every single Christian had a black slave in their house.
Yeah,
because they were expensive.
Yeah, I don't know how that's relevant though.
Well, sure, but just
and not to mention the North didn't even originally set out to abolish slavery. That politically became one of the aims later on, but they did not start that war over slavery itself.
Well, yeah, that's how. Sure, but I don't know. That's how.
So it wasn't even about the.
It might be. So it might be from your perspective today, seeing, oh, like, why didn't just everyone want to abolish slavery, right? But when you're speaking about a thing that was being practiced for basically the whole of humanity, people are not going to think the way you think today.
Right, but sorry, if you could follow my point for a second. the arguments coming from Southern slaveholders, I mean, were many and varied. But one of the things that was a very common and strong thread throughout the pro-slavery arguments was the biblical texts support the social institution. And when you read the arguments that, like if you read Thomas Cobb's treatise on the laws in the South, throughout it, he's making arguments that I'd say probably 90% of the time follow what most Christians would say are sound biblical hermeneutics. Right? He's engaging with the
thing you
text.
said before when you said, okay, so if it was allowed back then it can be immoral. I don't see how that follows, because if I give you an example of someone like going to the gym and working really hard, sweating, even like groaning, being tired, he can't walk, right? You would say that would be in a sense suffering, right? But it's not a bad suffering, right? He's working to the goal, right?
Sorry, I'm not making the connection there.
Yeah, but like, just because, for example, for that person, that type of workout would be fine, you wouldn't say that that type of workout would be good for someone with, like, I don't know, a broken leg.
Right, but if let's go with that analogy then. If the person doing the workout was like a I don't know, like a fitness guru or something, and somebody came along and said, "Oh man, that's cool. I want to try that." They wouldn't be able to say,
No,
"No,
like the
that."
fitness guru would be like, let's say he has like two guys there, and he would say to that one, yeah, you can actually do this stuff because they're not gonna be, you can do those stuff. You're not gonna hurt yourself. And to the other guy with a broken leg, he would say, I mean, yeah, just because he's doing that doesn't mean that for you it's gonna be okay because you have, I don't know, you have like a broken leg. So
Right,
you can't just say because God allowed that thing in that particular time, then today these people should practice the same thing. That doesn't follow.
That's not what they were saying.
Well, I don't care what they were saying. I'm just saying it why
Right,
what they were saying was
but
wrong.
it matters because
but I'm telling you why they were wrong.
If you could just, I feel like I'm being really respectful with your stopping talking and you start to make a point, and like just give me a little bit of that. Look, northern arguments from the biblical texts were very general, right? They would appeal to the Imago Dei in Genesis 1, and they would, have ideas from the Renaissance, and then they would sort of very progressively, very liberally interpret the text in such a way to make an argument against the Southern slaveholders. And Southern slaveholders are saying, no, that like here in the biblical text, God is giving commands about slavery. It can't be an immoral practice. The social institution cannot be immoral if God is giving commands about it. Right? God can't command something that is, like, in and of itself immoral. Because the northern argument was slavery, the social institution, is immoral, and the Southern slaveholders were saying,
I think the South, the ones in the South were wrong, and they were using the fallacious argument by appealing to what God revealed and the order He gave to those specific time. So that's why I'm saying that's a fallacious argument, because
slavery was immoral because it was slavery. They thought it was a joke that the Constitution of the country said all men are created equal right at the top, and then they owned slaves. Like, the America was a joke to the world for that. That was a bad joke. Even Thomas Jefferson said that. He goes, "This shouldn't be in there. It's bad." But they wouldn't let him take it out.
Yeah, so you just made my point how slavery was normalized at the time. So it's not a far-fetched idea that people weren't so,
Yeah, but they kept it
crazy
because
about
of the
it.
Bible.
I mean, someone can appeal, right? Someone can use like an atheistic belief on morality and say, okay, I can do everything I want. That doesn't mean that it's right. I'm saying what the South was doing.
No atheist says you can do whatever you want.
Well, I don't want to go to that path, but I think you're wrong about that.
Let me. I'm gonna have to. I just looked at the clock and I've got to drop, guys. But I guess
I've got to get going anyway.
let me say this last thing. I think the point that I'm trying to make is that, and I've never met a Christian that disagrees with this. You wouldn't be able to open up Deuteronomy, let's say, and have a law that says, thou mayest unalive thy neighbor for fun every second Tuesday of the month, right?
Yeah,
You wouldn't be able to see a law like that.
sure.
Okay. And the reason for that is that would be immoral, right?
Okay, yeah, but I think from that one you can't, at least you can't grasp any benefits. For example, for something like slavery, which was like normalized at the time in every society, and I don't know, who knows, it could be used to benefit them and to come to that final covenant, where then Christians are the ones who actually abolished the slavery. That's what I would say.
Yeah. No, man. You'd have to say the North were just Christians fighting to abolish slavery. That wasn't even the case. Like I said, the abolishment of slavery that came after the war had already started. They were fighting for preservations of the Union and stuff like that. The abolishment of slavery was an after political fact.
Okay, anyway, I gotta go to school.
No, I hear you. I gotta get moving anyway. But yeah, thanks for coming up, buddy. I will be back in, what time is it? Maybe in an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Got to do the morning runnings around. So we'll call this part 1 of episode 115, since it's the same day. Yeah, we got a couple hours. This is an awesome stream, man. Like, I got more new followers in this 2 hours than got in the last 3 lives I've had in the regular time so far. Probably. Thank you, Hire. I appreciate that. You might have read on Dr. Josh up here too. I appreciate that. Y'all's killing it. Anyway, we will see y'all back in hour and 45 minutes. It's minutes. And I'll be back. I'll be back after that. All right, guys. We'll see y'all soon. We'll be back for